Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. To those of you who are new here, I'm Ashil and I'm back with another video. So for those of you who are wondering where I've been, what I've been up to, why you have not been seeing me around, a lot of persons did ask. Thank you so much for being concerned. But I literally am making this video just to explain. So I have been on a break because of Lent. I am a devout Catholic, so I do observe Lent and what it stands for, and I did give up social media for Lent. Those of you who follow me, last year I did a fast, and of course this fast was amazing, miraculous, but I did fast from food. So this time I decided to fast from something that was more nothing is more substantial than food. But for me, you know, I'm a content creator and I do spend a lot of time on social media, so being off of it would force me to divert my time towards other meaningful things, other things especially pertaining to listening to God and just being in his presence a bit more. So that was my purpose for the break, for fasting from social media for 40 days and 40 nights. Yes, but this fast was, like I said, very specific, just because we spend so much time on social media. Like, we spend a lot of time browsing, a lot of time just, I usually have my phone and I'm just scrolling through, and when I check 2 hours pass, 3 hours pass, and I'm like, where did the time go? And of course this time could be dedicated to something of more importance, of more productivity, etc. So in addition to me taking time away just so I could be more productive and focus on things that I needed to do and needed to focus on, I also felt like social media is something which forces you to try to surpass all expectations. In other words, unrealistic expectations, because you see persons doing good, you see the flawless image that is put out there, but you don't see what's happening behind doors, behind the camera lenses. You don't see what's happening. So it forces you to push unrealistically. You know, of course it's always good to push yourself to be the best version of ourselves, to, you know, set our standards and our bars really high, but sometimes it's really unrealistic. So of course, just taking time away from all of that, just taking time away just to do some introspection, just to recalibrate and what's the word I'm looking for? Refocus, recenter, you know, I feel like it's needed, and that is not something that I have not done before. I always take a social media hiatus, not always for Lent. I think this is the first time that I've done it for Lent, but I usually take a social media break just to refocus, just to focus on other things for a while. Of course, I don't think I've ever done that long, and I don't think I've ever done all of them at once, because I got off Instagram, I got off Facebook, I got off Snapchat, I got off TikTok, all of the socials. The only one that I did continue to use was WhatsApp, and of course because I have family overseas back home that I usually keep in contact with, so I didn't want to cut all communication, so I did use WhatsApp. But any social media I cut off completely, and I actually deleted the apps, because you know, sometimes you absentmindedly just open and that's the first thing you do. That is just so customary to just always be on social media that you just, you know, open the app absentmindedly, and before you know it, you're like, oh my god. And trust me, it's possible, because I've done it with food. I've been fasting from food, and I halfway through eating I'm like, oh my god, I'm supposed to be fasting. So it does happen, it's very likely. So to avoid any temptation or anything, I deleted the apps from my phone, just so I would not fall short, right? And during this time, of course, you know, I'm very spiritual. I am a Christian. I am a devout Catholic, like I said. I took a lot of time just to be in the presence of God, just to praise and to worship and to listen, because my issue, I have a big issue with discernment. So sometimes I will ask for something, sometimes I will want an answer, and the answers will be right there, and I will see the answers, but I will not know if that is really God, or if that is, you know, something that I'm supposed to be focusing on or taking as an answer to what I'm requesting, you know. So that was mainly my focus, just praying for discernment. And there are a lot of things that I'm working on currently, and a lot of things that I'm trying to put in place for this year, and I needed direction. I really needed direction, and of course, in order for me to get that direction, I needed to be able to discern the voice of God. So this was a very much needed fast from social media, because, you know, sometimes it just gets so loud, like everything is happening, it's just a lot. So just cutting myself out from that portion, I was able to, like I said, refocus and recenter. And of course, I did get at least some of the answers. I mean, you know, God is on his time, you know him already. So I was able to get some answers, and I was actually able to discern and know that that was God speaking to me, and that was what he was saying. So it was not in vain. My social media hiatus, my fast from social media, was definitely not in vain. You will be hearing about what's happening or what I am planning to do later down the line. I want to solidify, and I want to make sure everything is concrete before letting you know of my plans. But just know it's coming. Things are happening, changes are happening, in terms of my life and everything else. But yes, so during this fast, like I said, I was able to reconnect with God and just recenter. A lot of other little things happen as well. I got my camera. Can you see the quality? Can you see the quality? Hello. So actually, I did get that camera before Lent. I got a camera before Lent, but listen, life, I've just been, persons who know me personally know how, I don't want to say well-rounded, because I have so much on my plate. Like, I am always dabbling in something. I always have something going on. So I just honestly did not have the time to sit down and play with the camera settings and get the settings that are good for video recording as opposed to taking photos, etc. So I actually got some time to just play with it and set it up, and hopefully this is my actual first video on this camera, so I'm hoping that it does not disappoint. It does not disappoint. And of course, I got my new phone as well. This is in the what's that, 14 Pro Max. Gang. So yes, I needed a new phone. It was not something where I had a choice, because if left for me alone, I would not have changed my phone. I got my last phone in January of 2022. Yes, so it was fairly new, and I got it brand new from Apple. So it had no hardware issues, it had no software issues. However, I got a 64 gig, and at the time I was not really vlogging as much. I was not really into content creation as much. So of course, you find that I just took a 64 gig, and that was the worst decision I could have made. Because listen, when I tried to upload videos to YouTube or try to save them to my phone after editing, I would have to delete WhatsApp, I would have to delete Instagram, I would have to delete so many apps, because my internal storage was low, always low. And I have 1,001 photos on my phone. So that alone takes so much space, and of course all the little apps that I have, especially for content creation, these take so much space. So I was fed up. I I was literally fed up. And of course, every time I reinstalled the WhatsApp, I would lose so many conversations, and I'm a conversation hoarder. Like, you can tell me I said something and I'll go back to my timestamp at this, listen, and tell you, hello, this is the proof right here. This is the proof you didn't say that. So I did lose some very meaningful conversations as well, especially from my friend who died. If you follow me, you would know that I lost a good friend of mine not too long ago. And sometimes when I just needed to hear her voice and just, you know, I would go listen to her voice notes that we exchanged. I mean, we were really close, so we had a lot of voice notes, and I personally do not like to type, so I would quicker go with her voice note. And of course, she was pretty much the same, so I would go and listen to her voice notes just to cheer me up a bit and stuff. And I lost all of them because of that. So that just frustrated me even more. Like, I'm like, you know what, I need to change my phone. So new phone. And of course, I mean, I will not always have my camera, and I actually prefer using my phone for reels, Instagram reels, TikTok, etc. I prefer in portrait mode. I prefer using my phone, so it's not going to go in vain. It's not going to be there in vain. It's actually going to serve a purpose. And of course, if you know about the 14 Pro Max, the camera is A1 quality. So for sure, the content, the fire content is coming. What else has been, what have I been up to? So I'm about to take a trip soon. My cousin is getting married, and really looking forward to that, because I mean, other than coming here, I have not traveled in almost a year. So I'm just happy to be stepping away from everything and just turning up with family. And it is going to be lit. But because of that, you find that I have to work 6 shifts straight. Like, from tomorrow up until next week, I'm going to be working straight 6 night shifts straight. So pray for a sister. Although I have done 8 in a row, and to be quite honest, it wasn't as bad as I anticipated, so I don't think 6 would be really bad. But to be honest, as of late, I've been extremely tired, and I know it's because I have not been sleeping properly. When I'm home, when I'm on, like, off of work, I can't sleep like early. I can't sleep like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, which is my usual bedtime. I go to bed like 3, 4 and 5 in the morning because my body's so used to staying up during the night into the wee hours of the morning. So it's like customary for me to be up at that time. And of course, when I am home, I have to get this ready for school, so I have to be up early. And once I am up, I can't go back to sleep. So you find that in a day, I get probably like 3 to 4 hours of sleep, which is not at all good at all. So I've pretty much just been trying to boost up on my vitamins and my iron, especially because I've just been really tired. So definitely looking forward to the mini vacation. It's just a couple of days, guys, honestly, but it's something that I am happy that I'm doing. So I have to pack. I'm not looking forward to that at all, but I will be packing tomorrow. I probably may do a quick TikTok or Instagram reel doing that, because I actually got some stuff from Shein in terms of packing material. So I will be probably doing some quick vlogs on that as well, just to show you the items. Yes, what else has been happening? I think that is pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much it. So like I said, just a short video just to tell you why I've been MIA, what I've been up to, and just to let you know that the content is coming. The fire content is coming this year. We're gonna be lit. We're gonna reach our 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So share the videos, tell a friend to subscribe, and of course, stay tuned. Thank you so much for your support, and we're moving forward into the year bigger and better. Later, guys.